Hello and welcome to Zelda Speedruns. We have another A Link to the Past No Major Glitches tournament match here. It's someone versus oneup in round 5 of the losers bracket. And now I'm going to hand it off to our commentators, Desert Eagle and Fricker.
Hello, everybody.
Oh, hello. I'm Desert Eagle, or Deagle. We'll just go with that. It's quicker.
Yeah, looking forward to this match. These two are relatively close in PBs, about 1 minute and 29 seconds apart. This is, I believe, the 5th race in the lower bracket, and the winner of this race will be moving on to play Yak. So it should be fun and interesting to watch.
Nice. Yeah, it should be a pretty good one. Especially, this late in the bracket, we're starting to get... I mean, we've actually had people pretty close the whole time, courtesy of the way the tournament's been arranged, which has been really cool. And we're now getting to the 120s in the bracket, and some pretty exciting races going on here. Especially, minute and a half, as you say, between their PBs. It's not very much. Not at all. And it could swing either way.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. The amount of finishes, or close finishes, I should say, during this tournament have just been incredible. Like 15 seconds and under, there's been so many races that close. And even with a more widespread PB between the two runners, anything can happen, with blue balls, RNG, any kind of like dungeon deaths in the Dark World. Even falling to Moldorm could swing either way, but looks like we are started. So, yeah, getting ready to rock and roll.
Oh, yeah. We're here at my favorite part, mashing through some text.
Yeah, everybody likes to mash.
It's a good warm-up for your fingers, right?
Yeah, it gets the blood flowing. Oh, we have an early lamp.
That?
Interesting.
I've never seen that outside of glitch categories, so I'm now interested where this is going.
Yeah, I haven't seen that outside of anything other than NMG, so that's definitely interesting. The reason why we grab lamp late, basically, there's 3 different places to grab the lamp while you're in the escape segment. Of course, as you just saw, Link's house, the chest at where Uncle is, and then the third one is in Zelda's cell. The reason why we wait till Zelda's cell is because we want the boomerang to be in our item first, so we don't have to have an extra menu. But definitely interesting that oneup grabbed the lamp.
Yeah, for sure. I'm really, really curious to see what the plan is here.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. Yeah, I guess I'm not sure. Keeping everybody plus the commentators on their feet. So, but yeah, between the two runners, someone I believe is the 42nd seed coming into the tournament with a 120.34 PB, and oneup is the 26th seed with a 127.05. Both runners have been getting a lot better throughout the tournament, PBing and such. So both their times, obviously, anything under sub 130 is exceptionally good. So should be a really good match.
And actually, I've just noticed looking at someone's splits here, they might have PB'd in the tournament by 1 minute and 2 seconds because their splits still show a 127.32. So this could be even closer than first mentioned here.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And oneup's PB is 127.06. So, yeah, much closer than we anticipated going into this. So, very exciting.
So, based on oneup switching to the boomerang here, I'm going to guess... I don't know how much oneup plays rando, but my guess is now that they accidentally randoed himself.
Yeah, that definitely could have been a possibility. Going bouncing between NMG and rando, sometimes, you catch yourself grabbing chests that you shouldn't grab in NMG, and It's a thing. So that could have been the case for sure.
Yeah, I in one of my races, I took the portal at the bottom of Death Mountain and started going towards Super Bunny Cave, and I was like, oh, this isn't right. This isn't right at all.
Yeah, so hopefully we don't see any like map or compass chest grabs, or even worse, going the left portal in Ganon's Tower where the rando room is.
Oh yeah.
Muscle memory can be a strong thing to break.
For sure.
But with oneup grabbing the lamp early on in Link's house, he's caught up considerably well here. Right on the tail. So yeah, basically, escape is pretty straightforward. Kill some guards, grab some keys. We save Princess Zelda from the cell, and now we're just walking her all the way back through the back of the sewers, and bring her to the sanctuary.
Yep. And actually, they both went, like, the screen went dark coming into the throne room here at 4:22 for both, so they're synced down to the second at least so far.
See what kind of room RNG both runners get here. Sometimes the rats and the snakes can be bullies, especially the key rat, which can really be a difference maker and, you know, losing a second or two in a specific room in the back here. Looks like someone took a snake bop, but we'll see how the rest of the rooms go for both the runners. Oh, we got a map check. We are still in escape.
Good to know. Always good to make sure of where you are.
Yeah, map checks are just future time save. That's what they're called.
Yep. This is why actually, like, I used to do that a lot, so I'm like now deathly afraid of opening the map while mashing. So I only use Y, B, and A.
Yeah, looks like someone got the Northwest key rat or the Seattle key rat, and actually missed the boom on the first one for the key, so he had to go back. But still synced up very well here, coming into the last two rooms of escape.
Gotta hate it when that key rat decides to be an absolute troll like that. And those rats right there at the end, sometimes they love to stop right in front of the door, which, you know,
Oh yeah,
always fun.
They know what's going on. All right, I would only assume both runners are going to grab the Sane cart from this chest, which is the best safety in the game. Not only does it give them an extra heart, but it fully heals them.
Yeah, and the time saved from not grabbing it is so minimal that in a race, like, it almost can't matter.
Yeah, for sure. It's only like 3 seconds or 3.5 seconds, something like that. But a lot of the times, that time that is supposedly saved can basically make you play a little more safe because you're down a heart, and then just inevitably losing that time anyway. So early game, Eastern with the big key skip, and especially Hera, it's very hard to get by without that Sane cart. So definitely a good choice in a tournament setting.
Yeah, for sure. And for, you know, most runners, even in PB attempts, like, it's, as you said, you know, just the fact that, you know, you can play a little less safe, or you know, take some riskier strats without worrying is very nice.
All right, oneup entering Eastern Palace just a few seconds behind someone, but the overworld looked pretty good for both of them. It's always nice going into Eastern Palace with full hearts. Throughout Eastern Palace, the runners are going to be advancing the prize pack if they can, just by killing a few enemies. And ultimately, what they want is to get a red rupee drop. And what that's going to do, it's going to help us gain some additional rupees, especially if both runners hold a tree in the Agate Tower section. And that way we can actually skip some of the rupees that we have to grab. So pretty important to get as many rupees out of this segment as they can.
Oh yeah, being able to skip as many of those blue and red rupees from the tree pools as possible is always nice. Less time like walking in directions you don't need to be going.
Yeah, it looks like someone actually boomed the Popo, and oneup chose to sword the Popo, advancing the prize pack. He didn't get a drop, unfortunately, but trying to help himself out to advance it. Both runners going into the big key deboost room. They're going to intentionally take damage from the enemy here. They're going to gain iframes and be able to lift up the pot and get the big key instead of having to kill all the enemies. So we like to go fast in this room.
Yeah, that was definitely one of my favorite strats to learn at first, because you have to chase all those enemies around the room otherwise, and then the anti-fairies start bouncing every which direction, and it's just ironically safer to do the damage boost.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with that for sure. Oh, someone going with the one slash. Nice. Both runners coming up on probably the two harder rooms in Eastern Palace, or the two rooms that lose most time. They're going to be coming up on the Zelda Gamer room and then the Double Readies room, so hopefully they get good RNG. Nice, both runners getting through it very cleanly. To see if anybody decides to go for a red rupee drop. Looks like the drop was out of the way for both runners. They're going to skip it. Both going for the top right armos strategy. Looks like they're both set up to get the quick kill. Nicely done.
Very nice.
Missing the quick kill can be such a pain because the last armors will turn red, regaining all of his health, and then you'll have to shoot in another 3 arrows, which we don't want to do because at this point we want to have as many arrows as we possibly can.
Yeah, for sure. And it just, it always feels so nice just starting the run off right, getting the nice quick kill, everything going the way it should. It's one of the easier quick kill bosses. So, at least for me, I always find this to be a good start for the run.
Yeah, for sure. All right, we are getting the boots from Saha, which is going to make us go fast. We're going to see the first minor glitch of the run, where we actually hold our sword out to charge, we release it, and then hit the A button 1 frame after, allowing us to get into a spin speed state, which allows us to run at dash speed without the concern of bonking into anything. So we're going to see that quite a few times throughout this run.
I've got a comment on this. Someone's split name for Desert Palace is Impossible, and I love it. Mine's called Stupid Worms, so same energy here.
Both runners going for library spin speed. It looks like someone may have... Oh, he missed it twice, so he just decides to dash through. Yeah, this particular spin speed actually doesn't save that much time, so if you miss it once, you're actually losing time over just dashing anyway.
Yeah, I always find that one too, just so easy to mess up. I don't know why, but it really is.
Yeah, it can be a little goofy to do it optimally just because you're trying to release that spin speed. So sometimes it could just do goofy things on you.
Right.
One Up taking a bop by the guard. And as far as the split name from someone, yeah, Impossible is such a fitting name for this desert split. Alright, so of course we got the book because that's what we need to open up Desert Palace.
You know, I like One Up's use there of the to cancel the dash right here before using the book. Most people usually do that when you're dashing along the water below Link's house, but I really like that one.
Yeah, the menu to book, there's 3 really good places to use it, and none of them are wrong. It's just whatever's better for the runner. So, yeah, I'm a big advocate of that one as well, too.
Yeah, I don't know if this is one of the 3. I used to do it before you dash up to desert. I always had a habit of overshooting down there or undershooting, one or the other. So I would stop there and do it.
Yeah, for sure. All right, One Up getting a very good cannonball RNG, but bonking on the chest on the way up. We had to take a slower approach. Someone takes a cannonball bop, so bad RNG there, but makes the dash down very clean. Desert Palace is pretty straightforward. It's kind of like an introduction to your newly gotten boots. Very long corridors, straightforward. We're just going through here basically to pick up as many arrows as we can to get ready for the boss, and then to grab our gloves, and then make our way out toward the boss. Both runners sitting pretty well on rupees. Alright, looks like both runners choosing not to do Desert 2 spin speed, which I can completely understand why in a tournament setting, because in the spin speed state, if you touch an edge, you will fly off of it. And if that happens in that scenario, well, guess what? You have to reopen Desert and start over.
Yep, so try that every time if you really, really like running through Desert Palace, or you're really going to save those frames.
Yeah, you really don't save that much, so I completely understand why. I love the lower dash, how it's catching on to so many runners in this tournament. It's the lower dash is kind of a safety dash, and it doesn't lose that much time, but what's nice about it is because you're dashing lower, the enemies on the top, the popos, are not on the screen, so their RNG stays put, and they don't move at all, which is amazing.
Alright, One Up coming into the worst boss of the game. Let's see how we can do here. Nice start.
Yeah, very good start for One Up. Someone took a bop on the first cycle, but hopefully he's got good RNG. Oh, just missing a couple arrows on the left side there. One Up cleaning very nicely on the landmo fight. I think that was a 3 cycle?
Yeah, I think 3 cycle here. Someone having a little rougher go of this.
And there you see the landmo as a bully. They can do quick hops, which really stink. There's really nothing you can do about it, especially if they do a quick hops away from where you're positioned. It can get really frustrating. But someone cleaning up still very nicely as well.
Yeah, definitely always rough to see that happening, but you just put up with it and carry on. Keep trying to pump. I think 4 arrows per worm.
Correct. One Up coming up on the second minor glitch of the category, which is called fake flippers. We need to swim, but we don't have flippers yet. So what we're going to do is we are going to set up a bush slash just correctly so we can hop off the ledge and transition the screen 1 frame after hitting the water, which allows us to swim. The scary part about this minor glitch is if you get hit in the water, you will soft lock, and you will have to save and quit, which is banned by the category. So we got to be very careful in this part.
Yep, very nicely done. Yeah, so normally, when you jump into water and you don't have flippers, it resets you to your previous on-land position, which, isn't on the same screen as you.
Yeah, the game
after the
gets
transition.
confused.
So, and if you touch, I think, any direction at all after, if you get hit in that state, then you'll go into an infinite scroll, which is not good times.
Yeah, at that point it would be a hard lock, and the only thing you can do is, well, reset your console.
Yep.
All right, Death Mountain, everyone's favorite screen in the game. Hera can be kind of a tough split on low health, so taking any kind of hits from squirrels or boulders here can be pretty costly, but looks like oneup getting through pretty nicely. Someone has pretty good squirrel RNG, so looks like he's in the clear. Very nice climb. Yep. Oh, that boulder decided to take a right hop there at the end, so very nice for someone. Oh, coming off the ladder at a different angle. All right, he redid it, got his spin speed. Entering the right side of the warp, getting that quick warp, which actually saves us a little over a half a second.
Gotta love those quick warps.
Yeah, there's a lot of warps to be had in this game, so I want to say if you hit all your quick warps, it saves I think 12 seconds, right around that area, in an entire NMG run, so it's pretty good. And most of them are free. You just have to enter on a specific side of the warp.
Oh, wow. I didn't actually think it was that much. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think someone in chat can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's about 12 to 12 and a half seconds for an entire run for time save on quick warps.
oneup getting and the bonk off the wall. This looks like getting a little bit trolled by the mini Moldorms there as well.
No, that never happens.
No, yeah, not at all. I can't imagine. It's not like anyone has ever made a, only fast mini Moldor mod specifically for you to not enjoy this game anymore or anything.
It looks like oneup went with kind of a safer strategy for the Beatos room, but very effective getting through it. He is coming up on our first bomb jump of the run. So he's going to do a setup near the pit to get the Moon Pearl, lay out a bomb, and he may bonk. We will see. Looks like he's going to go with the spin technique. A little bit more advanced, but basically we need to get at least 2 pixels away from the edge of a pit to be able to get launched over by the bomb. And by doing that spin setup, he actually releases his spin, holds back, and that allows him not to fall into the pit. And it looks like someone doing the same strategy.
Both very nicely done.
Yeah, that strategy, learning it at first can be kind of wonky, but once you get it down, it's pretty free.
Yeah, that relies on when you get close to an edge that you can fall down like that, I don't know the proper phrase for it. There's kind of a little delay or stutter in Link's animation that you can use to come back, and that puts you right at the edge there.
Yep, very nice Moldorm from oneup. This boss can be a giant bully if he wants to be. It's very tough. You don't have a lot of room in the arena. You definitely don't want to fall off. And of course, the last hit. Oh, very nice dash by someone. Little risky, but we got her done.
I respect it.
Still a very, very close matchup here in the light world. All right, so our runners are now going to be making our way down the mountain, and we're going to be pulling some trees here because they need some rupees. They need 110 minimum rupees to pay Kiki the monkey in the Dark World and allow them to enter Palace of Darkness. So they're going to be pulling the first tree, getting some blue rupees, and then killing some enemies on the way. If they end up killing 4 enemies without getting hit, the second tree pull will give them 4 red rupees. One up going with the safe down slash on the crow. That crow can be a bully sometimes, or if your dash is a little bit behind, you can end up killing that crow off screen and then having it not count, even though you thought it did. So then when you pull the tree, you don't get your red rupees, and you're like, hey man, I killed my enemies, what gives?
You know, I'm really glad you said that, because I don't normally kill that bird, but I've been wanting to start doing it since I've seen people do it in the tournament here, and I didn't know that. So that's a really good thing to keep an eye out for.
Yeah, for sure. And I've done it plenty of times myself, where you end up killing that bird too close, and then the bird actually dies off of screen, and it doesn't count as your kill. All right, we got the Master Sword. Hallelujah. So we're going to be making our way back through Lost Woods, killing the rest of our enemies, and pulling the second tree to net us a total of 80 more rupees, so we have enough to get into Palace of Darkness.
So both these guys will have less than 110 here, but there is a blue rupee. Oh, someone going for the mushroom there.
Yeah, someone also went for the bird dash, which is pretty awesome. And not only is that kind of more of an advanced strategy, but that also allowed him to not advance the prize pack. I don't know if he got arrows already, but basically if you dash through an enemy and you kill him, it will not advance the prize pack. So definitely a good save there.
Yeah, and actually we'll be taking great advantage of that fact that dashing through enemies doesn't advance it, coming up here soon on one upside.
Yeah, we'll see if someone decides to kill a guard in the lobby of Hyrule Castle to possibly farm a heart. Just because going through here without beams can lose you a little bit of time. Looks like he's just going right through. Oh no, one up getting hit. Okay, he doesn't get the heart drop. We want to dash kill those 2 guards because they're part of the fairy prize pack. And we want to conserve that fairy drop all the way until Turtle Rock. So very lucky he did not get the heart drop. But getting smashed in this dark key. The dark key room is so tough. I think it's one of the toughest rooms in Aegis Tower.
Yeah, for sure. I like the strat someone used here to preserve the prize pack by going down and slashing and then dashing up. That was a nice way to do that without beams.
Yeah,
normally you would do the 2 beam strat and then dash through it.
Also looked like someone tried to go for chest turn. Much respect.
Definitely.
All right, one up down to 3 hearts. Little bit of a concern, but I think he'll be okay. Very nice spear guard room. Hopefully Circle of Pots goes okay. He gets good RNG.
Actually, I got distracted by the mushroom earlier, but I was saying neither of the runners exited the Master Sword area or the forest with 110 rupees. And as you saw there on one upside and soon here for someone, one of these pots up here has a blue rupee. So that's the rest of our money right there.
Yeah, you always get an additional 6 rupees in Circle of Pots. All right, Agnem, pretty much the gatekeeper of this NMG run. He's just strictly RNG, and basically we need to hit 6 energy balls back at Aghanim to defeat him. The catch is there's a 50-50 chance after the first energy ball shoots out that he will shoot out an energy ball or a blue ball. If he shoots out a blue ball, it will split in projectiles. We cannot damage him with that, and we basically have to take a 6-second time loss for each one of those.
Isn't free time loss always the best thing ever?
Yeah, it looks like oneup has a chance at 0 blue balls here. The first one after this phase is going to be an energy ball, and the second one could be the last hit, so that's going to be a 50-50 on a 0 blue ball run for oneup. Oh, baby, the dream. It looks like someone at least has 2 blue balls already. Kind of unfortunate for this RNG. And there's 3.
Oh, no. So that's...
Classic Aghanim.
Yeah, so when you get 3, that forces you into an extra cycle of Aghanim. So we will be seeing at least 1 more lightning on someone's side, which is... You hate to see it.
Yeah, additional lightning cycles is also a 6-second time loss, so it's kind of how it goes sometimes. Not much you can do. Taking a 4th blue ball. Oh, man.
Oh my god, no.
Aghanim. Yeah, it seems to be going that way quite a bit in this tournament, where the person that enters Aghanim behind the front runner is typically the one getting the worst RNG. Oh, the double bomb throw on oneup side. He stops his dash and deals with it nicely. And I think that's 5 blue balls, or 6.
I think... Well, okay, I guess it was 5. 6 would have been another lightning cycle, I think. But 5, that's still a yikes. I think that was 6. Oh, that was 6.
Yeah, well, it's sometimes that happens. Looks like oneup didn't get the Kiki dash, so he's gonna have to wait a little bit longer for Kiki the monkey to catch up. Alright, so oneup entering the first Dark World dungeon, which is Palace of Darkness. Kind of some goofy routing within this dungeon. We get some keys, and we get some bombs under some pots, and then we mirror a bunch of times. It's kind of, it's faster routing, and then as we do that, because we mirrored, it replenishes the pots, which allows us to get more bombs. So we pretty much get like 80% of our routed bombs right here in this dungeon for the rest of the run.
Yep.
And when I say 80%, I pulled that out of nowhere. I have no idea, but it sounds right.
You get a good chunk of them here. Yeah, this dungeon here is this is the fun one. I always like bringing this up. If you if you're also a runner of the All Dungeons RMG category, this dungeon routes ridiculously differently. And so when you switch between the two, I don't know about you, Fricker, but I always misroute when I switch.
Oh, yeah. I have been there playing. I run like 9 categories or something like that, and every time I run a category in this game, I get so confused. Where am I going? What am I doing?
Yep. Every time.
Alright, oneup coming up on the coolest trick of Palace of Darkness, which is the hammer jump. It allows us to place a bomb on a specific pixel and then place Link on a different specific pixel. Allows us to blast over, clip into the rail, hold up, and get access to the hammer much earlier. Saves quite a bit of time because otherwise we would have to go in a couple other rooms in the northern side and grab a key and come all the way back.
Yeah, it saves so much time. So we saw one up here doing the pause buffering strat, or the menu buffering to, line link up on the right pixel. And I think it's 22 or 23 of those you can do before it's actually time loss over getting the key.
Yeah, it's you can do quite a bit of pause buffers and still save time getting the key. So I want to say it's like 15 or so, maybe 20, somewhere in that area. But yeah, it saves a lot of time doing this trick. See how this goes for someone trying to get into the right position. There we go. All right, he needs to go down one more pixel. All right.
Oh wow, 30 pause? Okay.
Oh, is it?
That's even more.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's quite a bit.
I'm glad we always have chat here to point out the inaccuracies.
There's so much information about this game. It's so hard to retain all the knowledge.
Yeah, that's something I really love about just the community here, and all the overwhelming wealth of information that's just there for us.
All right, looks like oneup is entering the fight with the sword held out. I would assume that he is going for. Ooh, he misses the spin speed. Let's see if he tries it again or if he just goes for the YOLO. If you go into this fight with your sword held, you can do spin speed, which looks like he's going to do again. Basically, what that does, puts you into the state, and it makes the hammer hitbox larger. So, as you can see in that final phase after the mask was off, he had a much easier time hammering pretty much the front of his nose to get the hits. If you didn't do that spin speed state, you kind of have to like go up in the eye to hit the jewel. It's kind of wonky directional pressing that you have to do, and it can be quite hard, especially if Helmasaur starts firing his fireballs at the same time. So it makes it much easier.
Yeah, for sure. You almost have to like get up in his. Well, you actually do get up in his face to do it. It almost feels like you're going to get hit when you're doing it.
Especially when anything that Helmasaur hits you with causes 2 hearts of damage. So this is a very scary fight. Ooh, someone going for the hammer dash. What a gamer.
Love it.
Right. Someone electing to go for the spin speed as well. It makes this fight so much less stressful, in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure. This is, aesthetically and just boss design, this has always been my favorite boss, but in a run, he can be very, very, very mean if he wants to, or he can be completely docile and cooperative. It's usually not the latter.
Yeah, for sure. Alright, oneup making his way through a very long overworld. I want to say it's maybe one of the longest overworlds, if not probably the second. Maybe next to Ice Palace. But yeah, we got to do quite a bit of things here. We have to make our way all the way to the forest portion. We have to get the shovel, get the flute, activate the flute, make our way all the way around to the portal, and then head to the Dark World portion of Kakariko and enter Thieves Town. Successfully one dig. Gotta love it.
Always good to have that.
Yeah, and this overworld, the Thieves Town, can really tear you up too, especially with some of the things that can hit you. That Snapdragon can do 4 hearts of damage. The orange pterodactyl there can really get in your way. Trying to get this hammer dash off just barely missing getting hit there, but does a great job. Yeah, this is a tough overworld.
Yeah, for sure.
And yes, the tree stump boy that someone is talking to right now, it is an anteater, if y'all didn't know. I just had to make that clear.
I never actually thought about what that animal was. It always just looked like a tree anyway, even though that's what he turns into. But
Yeah.
he just always looked like a tree anyway.
I have no idea what he is, but he's got crazy eyes, he's got a long snout. Like, the dude is an anteater for sure.
Seems about right.
Alright, so one up there actually went around the portal and entered from the left side. That is one of the positions that you need to enter that portal to get a quick warp. Alright, entering Thieves Town, which is actually called Gargoyle's Domain, if you didn't know, which is a really cool name. So Thieves Town can be... I want to say it's like one of the more consistent dungeons for top runners. Just a couple of tough rooms within this dungeon that one-up is going to be coming up to. The Gibdo room can be a little trolly, and then of course the room after, which is the Hellway, can be pretty tough. We try to dash to the middle of the conveyor, line up pixel perfect, and then dash straight up. So even if we get the God Pixel, that doesn't mean we're going to be able to get through the room because, well, it's trolly, and we can get enemies in our way that prevent us from dashing all the way up.
One of the most important things when you're trying to get that God Pixel is when you're entering the room, you don't want to be holding left. Otherwise, you're instantly off like pixel alignment for that.
Yeah, you want to stay on the grid. And it looks like one-up actually had to dash a little bit further left because the Patrick Star RNG would not allow him to dash straight up even if he got the God Pixel, so...
Nope. Always love it when that happens.
Ooh, a little trolley RNG on one-up side there. He's making his way to the bottom of the dungeon where the cells are at, and we have to rescue a certain maiden. Spoiler alert, it's a boss. Oh, little trolley RNG in the Hellway for someone, but the second half was not too bad getting through there.
That red Zyzax there just had to be a troll and shoot a fireball over there for one-up.
Yeah, bully.
Ooh, someone getting bullied by a cricket.
Yeah, those things can hit pretty hard.
Yeah, why do they do 2 hearts of damage? That's just unnecessary.
I have no idea. Alright, one-up entering the blind fight, which in the speedrun looks pretty easy, and can be pretty easy because the blind fight is actually a scripted fight. So as long as you do the same movement, hit blind the same way at the same time, it's going to go exactly the same way as you expect. Very nicely done.
Clean.
Yeah, that blind fight casually can be an absolute nightmare. Or even like if you die to blind and have to refight them, it is so tough.
Oh yeah, because in the first fight here, you can stay above blind, on the refight, he's so far at the top of the room that it's impossible to get above him, and it's almost worth just waiting until he comes down.
Luckily, the Thieves Town crystal cutscene, I believe, is one of the fastest, so we'll get through this main scene fairly quickly. We'll see how the blind fight goes for someone, as oneup is making his way, breaking into some houses, stealing some money. Oh, looks like he got hit, so he's going to be a little off script here. His health is down a little bit more than what we want to see. Hopefully he can clutch out this last hit. Nice, with a half a heart.
Wow. That was really cutting it close there.
Shoutouts to Sankart.
Oh yeah. Sankart number 1. An important thing to remember in that fight is blind hits you for 2 hearts, whereas those fireballs hit you for 1. So if it comes down to a situation where you gotta make it, where you're gonna get hit, and you can make a choice, take the fireball.
All right, oneup getting the tempered sword from the dwarf, which is a very expensive 10 rupees.
How do we ever find the money for that?
Well, luckily it's cheap because he's like, hey, you saved my life. I'll give you a better sword for like $10. Perfect.
So over here on someone's side, the silver thing that's always in all these buildings there, what do you reckon that is? It's always looked to me like somewhere you would do laundry. That's what I always thought as a kid, but maybe it's like a stove or something. I have no clue.
Inside that rupee chest house?
Yeah.
I think that house is like I want to say a brewery or something like that. So maybe it has something to do with that.
I think in Sahasrara's house as well, there's some by his wife, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I guess I never noticed. All right, oneup making his way into Thieves Town. Or I'm sorry, into Skullwoods, while someone finishes getting the sword tempered and getting the rest of the rupees that we need for the rest of the run.
Nice statue there from oneup. Very, very cleanly done.
Yeah, that room can go south so quickly.
Oh yeah, and as usual with the Dark World, mummies hurt a lot. So if that goes bad, it can go very bad quickly.
All right, on oneup side, we're going to see the next bomb jump. Nicely done. Uses the same setup.
Very nice. Someone getting fence dash and then dashing right in the middle of the 2 bushes and bonking off of them. That's just heartbreaking.
The rubber bushes. Well, sometimes you're so excited that you got fence dash that you kind of cancel that dash a little early and then dash left into the bushes. I mean, I've done it a few times for sure.
It's a good point. I mean, he got the important part.
Yeah. All right, mummies look good on someone's side. While oneup makes his way into the mummy hellway, which is one of the harder rooms in Skull, but definitely feels really good when you do it right and quickly. Very nice mummy key. Alright, dropping into the Mothula fight. I know he's going to go for the double hit at the start, see if he gets it. Don't think he did. Okay, very nice cleanup though. Moth had some good patterns there. You never want to hit Mothula into the spikes because the spike damage overrides your sword damage. So Moth kind of just bounces off the wall and doesn't take any damage from you. But the swipe to the right that 1-up did there actually timed it very well because he hit Mothula into the block on the right side, which allowed him to get the damage on Moth. So very quick fight on his side.
Yeah, definitely some creative strats for that fight.
Alright, someone entering the back half of Skull. See how the rest of these rooms go. Very clean Mummy Hellway. Alright, someone just about to drop in the Mothula fight, while 1-up makes his way to the overworld and getting to the Flippers and Ice Palace. Very clean fight as well on someone's side. He utilized the Fire Rod because it looked like Moth was going to kind of chill at the top of the spikes. So, very, very nice. The RNG is not the same for both runners, unfortunately. Someone got 6 blue balls in Aghanim, while 1-up had 0 blue balls. Yeah, the RNG for Aghanim and Ganon, and of course Aghanim 2, will be the same in Randomizer because, well, it's a hacked ROM, so they can do that thing. But yeah, here all the RNG is going to be different. Is there any way for someone to catch up at this point? Absolutely. There is a lot of game left, and anything can happen. I mean, a Cold Stare death would definitely put someone ahead. And Cold Stare is a bully. And at that point, the game expects you to have Blue Mail to take more damage, and we don't get that. So I've seen it happen plenty of times.
Oh yeah, that 4 hearts of damage there from Cold Stare is someone getting a little revenge slash on the red guard there. Also pushing him away so he can start his dash as well.
Yeah, for sure. And in what Fox said as well in chat, Vitreous Death, it can be very tough. The eyeballs do 4 hearts of damage, and of course when you fight Vitreous, you're already taking damage in the pool as well. So basically anything after or the end of Ice Palace and onward is going to hit you like a truck because you don't have the Blue Mail. So, and someone took the Ropa hit during the lottery dash, which is very unfortunate. Usually if you take a hit from that Ropa, you want to pick up the flower at the top of that mountain ledge. Because 1, it's got a 50-50 heart spawn in it, and 2, you actually move faster holding that bush. So you can throw that bush into the catfish circle.
Well, that's interesting. I didn't know there's different speeds for what item you're carrying.
Yeah, dude. Hashtag game. I'm sure there's some logical explanation, but with
rocks
that
are
bush,
heavy.
Yeah, with holding that bush makes you move faster. I don't understand. I don't know.
The more you know.
But yeah, it can be a giant pain getting hit there and not being at full health because entering Ice Palace, the second room of ice, is a pain when you don't have beams because the jelly will usually electrify, making you wait or having to use a fire rod. Very nice double bomb floor on 1-up side. That's a very tough room. Alright, 1-up making his way to, I want to say the last bomb jump of the run. And this one is the most important because it skips half of the dungeon. Very nice.
Cleanly executed room there for 1UP.
Yeah, he actually did the dash turn setup, which I'm a huge advocate of. I love that strategy. We'll see on someone's side just how this goes with the jelly key, as expected, without beams.
Yep, that's the unfortunate part of no beams there. Gotta wait it out.
Alright, so since we did the Ice Palace Bomb jump, we got to skip half the dungeon, which means we did not have to go all the way to the east side of the dungeon to pick up the big key, which means that we chest, not grabbing the blue mail. So we're going to finish out the rest of this run with green mail. So Cold Stare, onward. The enemies are going to hit pretty hard. Alright, 1UP going for the... Oh, he's trying to do the poke strat. Alright, we're going to have a Cold Stare party. He's got to be very careful. He can take one Cold Stare hit. It looks like he's doing okay. Avoiding the ice very well. Nice. We got through it. Whew.
Good recovery there. That's whenever he breaks out at the top, it just... You start making diamonds in your chair.
Yep, and like we were saying earlier, there's still a lot of game left, and the bosses hit very hard, so anything can happen at this point. So yeah, that Cold Stare party lost 1UP a little bit of time, but luckily he got through it. We'll see how the Cold Stare fight goes for someone, or if he uses a similar strategy. There's 3 different ways that most runners will elect to kill Cold Stare: the 6 slash, the 1 poke strategy, or the double poke strategy. So we'll see which one he elects to do. Alright, looks like we're going with the 6 slash. Very nicely done. Made up quite a bit of time on that boss fight over 1UP.
Oh yeah, very nice. So 1UP getting his shopping going. We'll see when someone decides to do it.
Yeah, his splits say Ether here, so, I mean, most runners nowadays are grabbing Ether before Swamp. It does lose about a second because you can't do the hook climb, but honestly, it's a much safer route because you don't want to be taking any damage in the Mire split.
Yeah, for sure. I've always done it just for that reason alone. And actually, I didn't even pay I was looking at his splits when I said that. Didn't even pay attention to the fact that it said Ether there. So, good call on that.
Yeah, it also looks like 1UP is just going to continue all the rest of his chores. So he's going to also grab the Ice Rod, which does lose a menu selection time in the Mire split because he's going to have to move his menu cursor over twice to the Fire Rod instead of just once. So most people are getting the Ice Rod in Turtle Rock, but some elect to just get it all done right away so you don't have to worry about it. Alright, so on someone's side, he entered the warp on the right side, assuming that he was going to get the quick warp, because that's what we did last time, right? But because we get dropped off on the mountain from the bird, instead of coming out of the cave door like we did prior, the camera is in a different place. So the quick warp the second time up here is actually dead center, with the warp or 1 pixel to the right. Yeah, sometimes I like to be a nerd scientist. I know way too much about this game.
Hey, someone's got to give the detailed commentary here. And I just get to learn new things. So it's all good.
Alrighty, so OneUp entering Swamp Palace, which is actually the second intended dungeon of the game. But since we're doing this a little bit later, we have far more health than what is intended. Plus, we have the upgraded sword, so it makes this dungeon pretty easy. But because there's a lot of water, it can really slow us down, and there's a lot of different RNG and a lot of enemies in here, so they don't necessarily hit a ton, but they can definitely nickel and dime us and lose quite a bit of time throughout this dungeon.
Yeah, for sure. And you know, a lot of things I see in some ROM hacks of various games is it just kind of turns into enemy spam. So this dungeon is basically just a ROM hack with enemy spam. That's what it feels like.
Ooh, what I'm going for the early hammer dash.
Someone grabbing the ledge here to despawn his shield and save a little bit of lag. It's always nice to see.
Even the frames. Yeah, that particular room, if you dash up and you kill the Stealthos, that actually saves you like 10 to 12 frames, and you don't have to hold the wall. But if you don't kill a Stealthos, you elect to hold the wall, it saves like 6 to 8 frames, so...
Is there any benefit if you kill the Stealthos and hold the wall, or does that benefit go away?
Fortunately, those two don't stack. It's one or the other.
Got to get these detailed facts here.
Yeah. Oh yeah, very nice lever push by someone. He's in a very good position. Sometimes after pushing that lever, you just get horribly stuck.
Sure. Someone also getting the spike stuck back in its little slot, and I don't know. It's always aesthetically pleasing to me when you do that.
It was a good call on one upside slashing that jelly. I feel like if he would have started his dash to the right, I think that jelly would have electrified, so heads up play there. Alright, so he is getting the RNG on one upside to slash his sword before he dashes. Hopefully he does that. Oh, and that's why he got bopped by that little water. Whatever that thing is.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what those enemies are called, like little water bubbles or something.
I now need to know. Time to find out.
Yeah, so it happens quite a bit. I see it a lot. So for those that don't know, basically you want to look at that water shadow right when you open the chest. And if it's popping up out of the water, you want to slash and dash. If it doesn't pop out of the water, you're just free to dash down. The more you know.
It looks like water gibbo.
You say a water gibdo?
Gibbo, G-I-B-O.
Oh, Gibbo. Gotcha.
That's a name.
I think we're okay just to call all the enemies in this temple Phelps. Kind of a running joke that we have amongst a few runners. All right, one up. Going with the easy one cycle strat here. Nice, comfy, and safe. Basically, we have to hookshot all the puffs off of Aegis. And if we do it quick enough, we can get what we call a zero cycle, where he doesn't shuffle all of the puffs around. One Up was a little comfy and safe there. He got the one cycle, but still very quick. It looks like someone is going for the same similar strategy.
Very nicely done.
Yeah, takes a bop, but yes, very, very, very clean. Also going for the fire rod quick kill, and gets it. Nice job. All right, so it looks like One Up has just a slight lead over someone, but I believe that someone did not grab the ice rod.
I think that is correct.
So One Up actually has an additional about 40-second lead over someone at the moment. All right, so as we go to fly over to the mire area, you're going to see One Up pick up this rock from the bottom. He's doing that for a specific reason, which is setting our bird altitude to a specific height, which is going to allow us to do the spooky glitch. Basically, we're going to be able to use our splash damage from the fire rod and hit a switch that's not on the screen, which is pretty awesome.
It's all about that vertical displacement.
Cool game, right?
Oh, yeah. I remember back when this was found in 2018. I think it was 2018. And I was just like, oh, God, I got to learn this. And it was just... I think back then, that's when the strat was still to do ether before coming in here to mire and kick up some dust as you get picked up by the bird or something like that. I forget exactly how it went back then, but there's a much better setup now, which is nice.
Yeah, for sure. And that dust kick up that Desert was talking about is very important for this glitch. You'll see that once we enter the basement. Basically, the dust kick up is a variable called ancilla, and that allows us to, I guess I can't explain it thoroughly, but it allows us to preserve a slot that we're going to use in the splash damage variable for hitting the switch on a room, or in a room that is basically above us. So kicking up that dust before we put the block down is extremely important to this glitch.
Yeah, lots and lots of really, really fascinating stuff came out of the ancilla stuff you're talking about.
Yeah, especially for different categories like restricted major glitches or just major glitches. There's a lot of really cool stuff that we can do with it.
It even enabled like a true low percent to be done where you don't pick up any heart containers, causing a category name change.
Yeah, which is actually, we can do in NMG, so... someone did take a slug hit, which can be a little scary in Mire.
Oh yeah, he's already on 7 hearts, so... You don't really want to go into Vitreous with much less than that. You can, but...
Yeah, taking the slug hit does do 4 hearts of damage, and we're also going to be taking 3 hearts of damage in the spike key room, which you'll see One Up do here shortly. My assumption, because someone took that slug hit, he does have the mushroom, so he can elect to do fake powder if he wants to.
Yeah, that'd be a very good call there, right? I guess you would do it right on the way to Vitreous, right? On the floor.
Yeah, because powder or fake powder will, it can ruin the spooky glitch. If you kick up dust beforehand very closely, you can preserve it, but it can be kind of a pain sometimes. All right, so OneUp is entering the basement of Meyer. So we'll see. As soon as he picks up this pot, he's going to kick up some dust, then place the block down. There we go. So that preserved the spooky glitch. And then once he gets into the next room, he's going to fire rod the spike, which is actually going to use the splash damage and hit the... There we go. It's going to hit the switch all the way up above, allow us to go through. And then we're going to fire rod the anti-fairy on the left here, which is going to hit the switch in the room above. And lastly, we're going to fire rod the left side of the torch, which is also going to hit the switch. Perfect. It actually looked like he fire rodded the bunny beam there. I don't think I've seen that before, but apparently...
Was it the bunny beam or the spike? I know I've seen people do it off the spike before.
I don't know. Maybe I just missed it. It almost looked like the bunny beam, though. All right. Very nice, Vitreous. All right. Spooky is looking very good on someone's side. Going for Spooky 3. All right. He elects to hit the torch. Very nice. All right, looks like he is going to do, yep, fake powder. Very nicely done. Oh, it looks like he missed the first spin on that. He should be okay, though, since he fake powder, so he's got quite a bit of health. As long as he doesn't take an eye bop. All right, looks like this is going to be a 2-cycle. Yep, okay. Still very safe. Getting through the Vidi fight. Oh, switch to the mirror just a little... Oh, no, he actually ran out of arrows. Okay.
Yeah, he used a bit more than he wanted for the small eyes. He only had 11 arrows coming in, so it was a bit tight there. You know, normally you want the 8 arrows. Assuming you don't get any spin hits on the big eye.
All right, so as you see, OneUp gets to go right to the mountain and head toward Turtle Rock, while someone needs to take a slight detour and grab the ice rod first. We'll see the time on the Turtle Rock entrance and see truly where the time difference is between the two runners. All right, so OneUp entering Turtle Rock at 1:11:20. Turtle Rock can be a pretty tough dungeon. Everything hits very hard. The chain chomps, the pokies, the spike rollers. Of course, we're still on green mail, so it can be very tough. But earlier in Aghanim's Tower, we preserved the fairy drop for this dungeon in particular because we're going to be damage boosting out of the first roller room, taking 4 hearts of damage intentionally. So hopefully we get the fairy drop from the pokies early on.
And not only are there many things that want to kill you here, in this dungeon, everything wants to kill you.
Yeah, for sure. The chain chomps are a huge hassle. They're in the wrong video game. Come on.
Right? What are they even doing here?
I don't know. We got chain chomps and pokies and I don't know. This is like Mario's castle.
They found a pipe, they went down it, turns out it was a warp pipe to the wrong game. I don't know.
I guess. Right to Hyrule.
Might be the same one that that Link used to show up in SMRPG.
Yeah, for sure. It looks like the time difference is just slightly under 1.5 minutes.
There's still some game left, but that's at this point that's a decent chunk of difference. Things can of
for
course
sure.
still go.
He's like, oh well, goodbye forever, fairy.
8 hearts is pretty comfy here.
Yeah, the only thing about not getting the fairy is the beams definitely save you on a couple of rooms, or save time, I should say, on a couple of rooms coming up. But
That's a
yeah,
good point.
8 hearts is comfy. All right, 1UP heading into Pokey 2. Ooh, we get the spread RNG. Brings him back in. Oh, just misses the left one.
So close.
Yeah, that RNG waiting for him for the one spin is tough because you have to release your spin right when they're both coming towards you, or else they just get away and you only get one spin off. And Chain Chomp's on the other side here, giving a little trolley RNG, but someone gets through it with beams intact.
Nice, handles that very well.
All right, 1UP using the iframes from the blue blocks, very nicely done.
Ooh, someone just clutching out that double spin on the pokey before getting bunnied. But there we go. Alright, 1UP not going for the backdoor strats here. So I'll have a slightly slower fight, but still going very well here so far. Alright. Great job there.
Ooh, misses the second spin on Tronics, but cleans it up very nicely. Usually most runners, as soon as they release that spin, they elect to menu to the hook shot. One, because we're going to use that item next, and two, it kind of gives you that buffer time to see if you've got the double spin. Very nice laser skip on someone's side. Taking care of that pesky mini Helmasaur. I kill that enemy every time. He needs to get out of that room for life.
I could not agree more with that.
Yeah, I will 100% take the time loss on killing that mini Helmasaur. I don't care.
It always feels so great when you dash down through that room and he dies. It's just like, yes.
Oh, missing the first hook dash, but getting it the second time. All right, 1UP heading into Ganon's Tower while someone is just finishing up the second phase of Trinex. Still a close game. Ooh, gets the double spin nicely. Very good second phase from someone. Ganon's Tower is definitely one of my favorite segments to watch top runners do. There's just so many tough rooms and so many really cool strats. It's very nice to see these rooms done cleanly.
Definitely satisfying.
Also, like when you're on PB pace too, and you're in Ganon's Tower, you're like huffing and puffing, your heart's just pounding. So this is a crazy segment to go through.
Oh yeah, especially once you start getting to the Gauntlet there, and it's just like, all right, well, here's a sequence of rooms full of nonsense. I'll use a nice word.
For sure. Like,
And,
all the developers sat at a table together and they're like, "What stuff can we put in all these rooms? Let's just throw everything at them."
Pretty much. You like conveyor belts? We got some conveyor belts. How about ice physics? We'll put that in there too. Well, how about some spikes and BMOS? Yeah. Those are great. Just toss it all in there. It'll be fine.
Alright. One up getting the bonk over the portal. He's sitting a little bit low on arrows, but definitely enough to get through the Ice Armos fight. He'll have to get the arrow chest after he gets through the door. Yeah, so basically Ganon's Tower throws all the Light World bosses back at you, but with kind of a new twist. Ooh, Armos. Okay, so he's going to have a red Armos here. Going to have to clean it up. Be careful about his arrows. Alright, very nicely. If you spend too long in that Ice Armos room, it will change the pattern that Ganon gives you for the bats. It's called Arc Variable. He actually got through that room quick enough not to get Arc Variable, but that can really catch a runner off guard when you're ready for the same old Ganon bat patterns and it just switches up on you. But yeah, back to what I was saying. All the Light World bosses are in Ganon's Tower with a little bit of a twist. Of course, Armos you saw was on ice. The next one's going to be Lamola's again, but with like a little Medusa shooter. And then the Moldorm fight is, I guess, just on a smaller platform.
Yeah, just a smaller platform. Or narrower, I guess. I don't know.
But
no center hole.
Yeah, before Lanmo 2, we get to go through the Gauntlet.
Oh baby, here we go.
5 rooms of just crap.
Look, they had a bunch of leftover enemies, and they're like, we gotta do something with these guys. Just throw them all in here. It'll be fine.
Very nice Ice Armos fight on someone's side. Gets through it very cleanly. Alright, one up entering Gauntlet 3. It's a little trolly RNG at the top, but wraps around very nicely. Alright. Entering Gauntlet 5, which actually is more of an easier one, but gets through it very clean.
Yeah, that fire rod strat there is just wonderful. I don't know if that was a recent development or if I just hadn't seen it before the tournament here. But that's such a nice strat. Fire rod those pots, and it, I don't know if it's guaranteed to, but it gets that skeleton more often than trying to slash him.
Yeah, as long as you're holding angle down left through that door and fire rod immediately, the splash damage will kill the skeleton 100% of the time.
Nice.
I love seeing that Samaria strat for those Wizrobe rooms. Like, when I first started speedrunning this game, I'm like, oh my god, that is so cool.
Yeah, that's one of the items that I always felt like, playing the game casually, it's like, all right, cool, it's a thing that makes blocks, that bursts. And then you realize, even before all the stuff that came out, in the past year and a half or so, with the Cane of Samaria. Like that item is so cool. It does so much cool stuff.
Oh yeah.
So many neat strats.
The Cane of Samaria actually wrecks the crap out of this game and just breaks it in half. You can do so many different things with that block of Cane of Samaria in the major glitch categories. It's crazy.
Yeah, like the hookshot might still be my favorite item, but I don't know. Red Cane is too cool. It might take the cake.
I'm not sure if the Cane of Samaria got placed in any other Zelda franchise game, but it's a pretty cool item.
Oracle of Aegis? One of the oracles has I don't know if it has the same name, but it has the same feature.
Interesting. 1UP entering the Aghanim 2 fight. The difference here, as you can see, Aghanim 2 has 2 other clones. The clones will always fire off energy balls. Aghanim, of course, will have the usual 50-50 after the first go. And yeah, one of the toughest bosses to do optimally, in my opinion. Everyone kind of calls him the geometry wizard, because you have to just triangulate yourself and line up in different directions to accommodate the patterns you get.
So, looked like 1UP, because he was so close to the top of the screen there, that that energy ball just kind of got deleted without doing damage?
Yeah, so, ooh, someone taking a bomb. Basically, if Aghanim, the real Aghanim, gets hit with 1 or 2 energy balls and pushes him up against a wall, it will eat his turn, which is super unfortunate.
Ah, okay, that's what happened.
It looks like someone kind of gains quite a bit of time going through Ganon's tower very cleanly here.
It definitely made up a good bit of time, and 1UP is going to have a...
Ganon. Uh-oh. Yep. This is very, very troublesome. If you end up walking in Ganon's teleport path, Ganon will face downward, which you don't want because everything at that point now is mirrored to the other side. So it can definitely catch a runner off of guard and basically allow them not to get the 1-in-1, which is basically a 1 cycle for phase 1 and a 1 cycle for phase 2. So he's going to have a few extra cycles here in phase 2, which he has a little bit time leeway here, so he should be okay, but he cannot take a bad hit. Using the iframes to the hookshot, very nicely done. On to phase 3.
A very great job of holding that together.
Yeah, that downward facing Ganon actually is optimal because it's faster, but it's so much harder. Alright, so just have to deal with 50-50 warps on Ganon here. That is the last hit of phase 3. 1UP is now going to get a free spin and then wait to hit the torch glitch, which is very important. Does very well, gets it. Torch glitch will actually save on time and save on magic consumption, allowing 1UP to get triple hits because we are doing this silverless. Looks like someone just got onto phase 3, doing a nice job as well. Basically, Ganon, after he shoots a bat out, he is vulnerable to a spin hit. After you can kind of see him blinking a little bit. It's not a huge window, but can be easily done with a spin. And 1UP cleans up Ganon very nicely. He is standing a little high, so it looks like he's going to get a longer cutscene here, but he should be okay.
Very nicely done.
Nice. GG to 1UP.
GG 1UP.
Coming in first place at a 127.12, it looks like.
And looking at 1UP splits here, that they were 28 seconds ahead going into GT, and still almost 7 seconds ahead out of Ganon's tower. Unfortunately, that Ganon fight, phase 2 and the Ganon warps had otherwise to say.
Yeah, it looks like someone is cleaning up Phase 4 Ganon very nicely. GG to someone. Very nice Ganon fight.
GG.
Yeah, still very, very close game from both runners. It was a very, very good, fun watch. It looks like on the back half, or I should say end game for someone, he made up quite a bit of time, pretty much like 30 seconds, which is very tough to do end game.
Yeah, for sure. It always feels, great when you can still have some time saved there and actually get it. Because Dark World's not usually too kind about giving it to you.
Yeah, for sure. And a big difference maker here, too, was someone getting 6 blue balls versus oneup getting 0 blue balls. So it looks like we are joined by someone. GG.
Hello, GGs.
GG, someone.
How do you feel about that run? Also, how do you feel about Aghanim?
Well, it was kind of like an average run, which is not good enough, and Aghanim really didn't help with that.
Yeah. You know how that goes, though. Aghanim being a bully.
Yeah.
Aghanim just gonna do what Aghanim's gonna do. Nothing good.
Yeah. I mean, ultimately, it was a very clean run. It was a good light world, obviously, up until Aghanim started to be a bully, but your dark world, especially endgame, was very, very strong. I looked very clean.
Yeah, it was like a good run overall. Some small mistakes, but overall, nothing.
The Ganon's tower there was really nice, really clean.
Yeah, I golded that split. I started to get gold splits when it started to become it didn't matter, but
For sure. Did you gold anything else? I feel like I saw you maybe gold Swamp.
yeah, I golded Swamp, and then I golded Turtle Rock by like 0.1 seconds.
Nice. Very, very nice. Also joined by oneup. GG oneup.
Thanks, GG.
Yeah, GG.
That was it was a very clean run from both of you. No major mistakes at all, and the big difference maker, like I was talking about earlier, was the 6 blue balls on someone's side versus the 0 on oneup's side. But other than that, you two remained very close throughout the run.
Oh man, that's rough that he had 6 blue balls, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes Aghanim will do that. I did have one question for oneup. At the start of the match, grabbing the lamp right away.
Yeah, so I sorta had been playing Rando yesterday and hadn't done a run since then. So yeah, that happened.
we were talking about that, and we kind of figured it was just a randomizer thing.
I was wondering why was that head in the beginning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was kind of surprised. I don't think that cost me too much time, thankfully. I know, like, when I was going upstairs after ball and chain, like, I only seemed to be a second or two behind where I usually am, so...
Yeah. It was kind of funny, though. It caught both of us off guard so quickly at the start of the run, so... Give us a little entertainment.
Do is, like, if you do that in a run, like, okay, you just reset and start it again, but it's like, no, wait a second, I'm in a race, like, now what do I do?
Yeah, for sure.
Normally for the first 6 minutes or whatever, it's like, oh, it's the escape. It's the same thing every single time. Might get to talk about a rat or a snake here or there. But you gave us something to talk about, so definitely appreciate that.
Good. Yeah, we'll just say that was planned then.
Yeah.
Intended.
Yeah. Other than that, I mean, how do you feel about how your run went? I know you got 0 blue balls and all, but
Yeah, like I got the 0 blue balls, and I don't know, I think it got me a little excited about the run and kind of started missing like a few of the little things here and there. Kind of got back on track. Like I knew I had time to save late in the run against these splits I'm running against. But then yeah, like I don't know, I played it too safe near the end, and it kind of cost me, unfortunately. I don't know. Yeah, like
Well,
I
it
was
didn't
just
cost you
2
enough,
seconds
but
behind PB, and I like lost a total of like 30 seconds between GT and Ganon, I think.
oh.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a nail biter. One up when you were on the cold stare fight. It kind of went a little out of whack, and you missed the poke dash.
Yeah, that certainly cost a few seconds too.
But yeah, I mean, other than just a few minor mistakes and some blue ball RNG, unfortunately on someone's side, like I said, both runs were incredibly close, considering the PB gap here. But it looks like both runners hit 3 gold splits, so very, very good run on both sides. GG's to both, and GG's again to one up for the win.
Yep, GG's.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, thanks, and yeah, GG's again.
Yeah, appreciate it. And it looks like one up you'll be moving on to Yak. That's your next match.
All right, yeah, that should be another good match.
Any additional thoughts on your next opponent?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna have to. I think if I want to win, I'm probably gonna have another clean run. I know Yak has been. I think he has a 126 now, right? So.
Yeah, 126.35, I believe.
Oh wow, yeah, that's pretty well into the 126 then. So yeah, I'm gonna. Yeah, I think I'm technically like the better seed, but that's certainly a significantly better PB than mine at this point. So yeah, that's we'll see what happens.
Right on. The matchup was fantastic, like I said, and if anybody else has any other last thoughts, we can bring it back over to the restreamer.
Just GG's again to both runners, and thanks for doing the restream of the race and having us on to commentate.
Alright, yep. Thank you for commentating. Let's see what we have. Coming up, nothing tomorrow. Do have a couple NMG matches on the schedule on Thursday. One at 9 p.m. Eastern between Oase and Kaznode. And then there's also one at 2 p.m. Eastern between Gerdo and So, but we're still looking for commentators for that, though. And if we get commentators, we can get a restream for that. So that will be it for us here tonight. Thank you all for watching, and we will see you next time.